for this USL battle. Welcome into the broadcast booth here at Providence Park alongside two-time MLS Cup champion, former and OKC. There's two characters as we read. As we reach the summer months in the Rose City, Portland Timbers 2 carries a ton of momentum into tonight's home tilt against Time now to take a look at some of the USL Goal of the Week nominees from Week 13. We'll start. Time now to take a look at some of the USL Goal of the Week nominees from Week 13. As we reach the summer months in the Rose City, Portland Timbers 2 carries a ton of momentum into tonight's home tilt against OKC Energy FC. As you see, the stage is set for this USL battle. Welcome into the broadcast booth here at Providence Park alongside two-time MLS Cup champion, former Portland Timber, Nat Borchers. I'm Fletcher Johnson. Nat, Portland Timbers 2, as we mentioned, ton of momentum coming into this one. A couple good results on the road recently, but have really been playing well at home this year.
Yeah, Fletcher, and it's more of the same from T2 tonight. I expect them to come out with the right energy, the right mentality, scoring more goals, getting more clean sheets. They've got 8 clean sheets on the season, which is a league high.
Meanwhile, for Oklahoma City Energy, first-year coach Steve Cook, tough start to the season, haven't found any sort of momentum after opening the year with a win, and really looking to pick something up here as we head into the summer.
And the storyline for OKC is the lack of goals. They've only scored 7 goals on the season, and for T2, they got to make sure they fight that complacency. Can't play down to the level of the opponent. Got to bring their level up, make sure the mentality is right to get the points tonight.
A bit unlucky for Oklahoma City in terms of the numbers goals scored. We'll tell you why coming up in a bit. But let's take a look at our players to watch. Augustine Williams gets the nod for Cameron Knowles, Portland Timbers 2 side today. Incredible performance last time they faced off against OKC. He'll look to duplicate that this evening.
Yeah, and look for Williams to be stretching that OKC back line. He's going to be going into channels, making sure he gets a little bit of hold-up play in there, playing next to Foster Langsdorff, who has been clinical on the season so far.
Meanwhile, for the visitors, it's a familiar face to longtime Timbers supporters. Played for the USSF Division II Timbers, as well as the MLS Timbers, making 93 appearances between 2011 and 2014, Khalif Al-Hassan.
And Khalif Al-Hassan is a tricky player. He's going to be looking to come in from his outside wide midfield position, combine, try to create, try to make life difficult for the back line for T2.
Yeah, an interesting note about Khalif Al-Hassan is that he will certainly be a player that we're going to test out Nat Borchers trivia on coming up during the broadcast. We'll talk some World Cup as well, but there's a couple unfamiliar faces to Timbers 2 supporters in the lineup tonight. We'll get you starting lineups coming up here as we count you down to kickoff between Portland Timbers 2 and Oklahoma City Energy FC from Providence Park. Starting lineups, first half kick is coming up next. Time now to take a look at some of the USL Goal of the Week nominees from Week 13. We'll start off with Ken Tribbett, who rose powerfully to head home across. Andrew Tanari for New York began and finished a beautiful team goal that saw Brian White and Jared Stroud help out. And then Joey Calistri for Tulsa, a brilliant piece of skill to get past the first defender and put it into the back of the net. You can head to USLsoccer.com to vote for the fans' choice USL Goal of the Week. And welcome back to Providence Park as we get you set for opening kickoff in tonight's match day 15, if you will, for Portland Timbers 2 as they take on Oklahoma City Energy FC here at Providence Park. You get a look at the coin toss taking place. And let's go ahead while that's going on and take a look at the starting lineups. And before we do that, actually, Cameron Knowles in his first season as Timbers 2 manager, 8-4-2 so far this year, was named head coach back on January 8th and has certainly carried a ton of momentum through the early portion of the year. Great results and assisted by a couple of guys that are very good friends of his as well. And with that, we look at the starting lineups. It is a 4-2-3-1 for Cameron Knowles' side. We mentioned Augustine Williams getting the start up top. Austin Pack in goal for the first time, making his Timbers 2 debut. And Arturo Dizpay in the central defense, Nat.
And for me, I'm really going to be looking at the performance for Dizpay. Does he get on this back line? Is he going to be comfortable playing in this system with this team who's done so well defensively alongside Austin Pack, who has his first appearance of the year?
Let's go ahead and take a look at Oklahoma City Energy FC. Their head coach is Steve Cook. In his first year, came over from Colorado. Following the 2017 season, he served as Colorado's interim coach from August 15th of last year to the end of the season as he relieved Pablo Mastroeni, and was with the organization since 2011. was the son of a steelworker and grandson of a coal miner, and he puts out what appears to be, Nat, a 4-5-1 in front of goalkeeper Matt Van Eckel. We mentioned Khalif Al-Hassan, and then Jaime Sia gets the start up top, looking to, again, score goals for this side.
Yeah, and scoring goals, that's the question mark for this team tonight, and it's going to be a question mark for the Timbers backline, is who are you going to mark? Who is the danger man in midfield? Who's the danger man up top? Which one of these guys is going to be very important? I think Khalif Al-Hassan is going to be very important, along with Francis Atuahene, in terms of scoring prowess, in terms of creativity. Got to make sure you're switched on in the back line. No matter how many goals these guys have scored, you have to stay switched on at this level.
Yeah, pretty incredible to only have 7 goals. They have 149 shots, which is just 11 less than T2, but don't have the goals to show for it. You look at Foster Langsdorff there. He's a guy who enjoys playing in Portland. 4 of his 5 goals have come in the friendly confines of either Providence Park or Merlo Field this year, and he'll look to continue his hot play at home, and really a hard worker, Nat, when it comes down to his work rate throughout the course of a match.
Yeah, there's piano carriers and piano players. He's certainly a piano carrier, but when he gets in front of the goal, he's a piano player as well. He can score goals. He is very clinical in front of goal. He is fun to watch.
The whistle has been blown by Jeff Arthurholtz, and we are underway from Providence Park. As mentioned, Portland Timbers 2 looking for their 9th win of the season, which would pull them into a tie for first place, at least temporarily, with Real Monarchs. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City Energy FC, we mentioned the struggles, just 2-10-1 so far this year as Lamar Batista misplays a pass, and now Oklahoma City in early. A shot across the box comes from Atuahene, and he can't finish, but certainly dangerous opportunity for Oklahoma City Energy to start.
And for T2, this is not the kind of start you want to see. Lamar Batista giving the ball away in a bad position. A good opportunity for Atuahene to get a shot on goal early. Very dangerous from OKC early going in this game.
So Pack with his first real action of the evening. We'll send it over midfield. And the foul committed by Langsdorff, as it was Ibiaga who rose to win the header above him.
And just looking at the layout here for OKC, it looks like Al-Hassan will be dropping in behind Sia a bit, trying to play a little bit underneath. We were expecting him to play in the outside midfield in this game.
Al-Hassan with the ball at his feet, now out wider. Marco Farfan making his first appearance with T2 this year in to defend. And it was Lewis who was able to clear momentarily. But Oklahoma City back in possession. And it remains that way as Becky sends it forward. And here comes Energy FC, corner of the box. Dribbles past one man, Farfan. Great work to get in front and stop that drive into the box.
And just see here a little bit of 1v1 skill here from Sia. Trying to get past Farfan, does a good job of getting his body in front of the player. And this is the kind of start that you have to be wary of if you're T2. OKC stepping up their pressure, bringing a lot of energy. These are the kinds of things that you have to be careful of when you're playing a team that's only got 2 wins on the road. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be the ones fighting for points. If you're T2, you have to come out and meet that energy. You have to come out and be aggressive and continue to do the things that have gotten you to this great start that they've had in this season.
There's some familiar faces out there, Nat, for T2, obviously, with guys who, like Jimmy Mulligan, who played basically every match this year. Mulligan's only missed 1 so far this season. Renzo Zambrano, another guy. But when you are inserting new players, especially into central defense and into positions where, you know, they're familiar with it individually, but maybe the team hasn't seen them a whole bunch, What types of challenges does that present for the group to really be able to gel quickly in a match?
It's really communication along the back line, I think, is going to be very important tonight, especially Diz Pay with Batista. Batista's been playing left back for most of the season. Now he's playing in the center back, which he played fair stretches last year, so he's comfortable playing there. But I think that Diz Pay being new on the back line, Farfan, he hasn't played a whole lot with this T2 back line. It's going to be important that he comes in there and makes his voice known. And he's one of the elder statesmen, so to speak. He's had some more veteran experience now with the first team and with the Timbers, and I think it's very important that he gets in there and communicates as well.
Good work by Langsdorf and Williams to slow things down a touch, and then a nice nifty touch by Zambrano to release a bit of the pressure to Lewis. Oklahoma City certainly playing high, trying to win the ball back. Jack Barmby with his first real action, and T2 releases some of that pressure. Ease into this match a little bit further.
And OKC really just making sure that they're being tight in the middle of that field, pushing everything wide. You can see most of their numbers in the middle of the pitch. It's going to be difficult for T2 to break them down. They're going to have to go wide before they go centrally. It's going to be interesting to see the movement of Foster Langsdorf. Can he get on the ball? Can Renzo Zambrano and Andre Lewis get the ball wide, get the ball moving, shift those blocks of four that OKC have?
And T2 have done a marvelous job of that against opponents throughout the course of the year. We mentioned the 24 goals, which is tied for third most in the league. They're getting it from a lot of different places as well. As you look at Marvin Loria, Jack Barmby has gotten on the score sheet as well. They've gotten it from a multitude of guys, which obviously over the course of a long season is really the key to success. Contributions from all over the field, and Cameron Knowles said as much, whether it's offensively or like in the last match against RGV, get the early goal and then see your attackers come back and defend for the last 60-70 minutes of the match while continuing to try and earn a second. It's an important aspect that's not talked a lot about, Nat.
Certainly, and when you have buy-in defensively as a group, it makes your life so much easier defensively.
Alisson gets Sensia through, takes the shot, and Oklahoma City Energy, hard to say not deserved with the way they've started this match, up 1-0 in the 7th minute.
And again, this comes on a mistake here in the midfield. Poor touch there from Loria. OKC's able to get the ball in the transition. Quick turnover. Sial with the goal. Clinical finish. A nice through ball there. A good run off the shoulder of Diz Pay. Nice finish there. 1-0 OKC.
It should be noted as well that when Oklahoma City Energy have scored, they tend to score early in matches. They have a lot of goals within the first 10 minutes of a match, so you can say not necessarily a huge surprise. The challenge that they've had is being able to maintain that lead over the course of a full 70-75 minutes to follow after they get that opener.
And I'm interested now, Fletcher, to see the response from T2, because this first 5-6 minutes have not been good enough from T2. The energy has not been there. There's been that complacency that we talked about, and the passing just hasn't been sharp. There's been a couple of passes early in the early going that have been dangerous, and OKC has punished T2.
That loose pass from Barmby has Cameron Knowles up off the bench. Not happy with the way things are progressing here very early on at Providence Park. Lewis picks the ball up in the center circle and plays it out to Williams. Zambrano one touch to Barmby. Barmby and Langsdorf not on the same page, but Zambrano picks it up 40 yards from goal. Finds Loria corner of the box. Loria defended by McClaws. Looked like it was a shot that was deflected. Zambrano came through and got something on it, but not enough to get it past Van Eckel.
It's a good response here from T2. As you'll see here, Loria getting the ball quickly from Zambrano, taking his player one-on-one, getting the shot off of, and Zambrano coming in late. Almost gets a touch there for a chance on goal.
Quick ball down the field from Van Eckel. Headed back to the keeper by Diz Pay, the Cuban international. Joined T2 within the last month. player who won the Caribbean Championship, has the ball at his feet now. Diz signed with Santos Laguna in 2016. Fell off the radar a bit at that point. But Portland Timbers too picked him up, and they like what they see. Cameron Knowles said he's a player who only knows how to go 110%. There is no other speed for him. As Van Eckel will just pound it out to touch.
That speed actually sounds a little bit tiring, Fletcher. I don't know about you, but 110% all the time sounds like a lot.
And you know, I would imagine it's interesting as a player, and chatting with Cam Knowles about it as a coach, to manage that and let him know that that's great, that's important, but how do you make sure that it doesn't affect your game in the way it affects the team?
Yeah, certainly you're going to have to switch it off every now and again to make sure that your body is refreshed and recovered, and mentally as well. You can't be eating it and breathing every single day. You're going to have some days off and make sure you take care of yourself.
Lewis plays out to Barmby. Barmby will send the cross in over the top of Langsdorff and Williams. And it will be Zambrano taking the shot, and the offside flag up on Williams as the shot came through and touched him.
Yeah, and good to see this from Zambrano. He is not afraid at all to uncork from distance. Just gets unlucky there by hitting his own teammate. I think that was going wide of the goal, but you're going to need to see that from T2. They're going to need to be getting the ball wide, getting the ball into the box. They're going to be needing to take shots from distance to break down this OKC team.
Pack goes over midfield. Dixon lets it go over his head, and Ibiega tries to clear only as far as Barmby. Now to Langsdorff. Has options, plays Zambrano, but too much on it, too far out in front of him. And McClaws brings it the other direction. Out to Brown. And back to Becky. Drew Becky, the 27-year-old, sends it over midfield. Mulligan and McClaws rose together. No foul called by Jeff Arthur Holtz. T2 back in possession. We saw the opportunity for T2 to level the score within a minute or so after Oklahoma City got the opener. How have you felt about the response since then, Nat?
Yeah, that's the response I was hoping for T2 and for Cameron Knowles. That's what you want to see. You want to see your team go immediately at your opponent, press them, try to get a chance, and they got that early chance. Now it's going to be about how can they create more quality opportunities on goal.
You look at Marvin Loria, started 5 of the last 7 matches for T2, really grown into things, and another guy that Cameron Knowles speaks highly of, his skill and ability as he's grown into this team, on loan from Deportivo Saprissa down in Costa Rica. Pass behind Sia, picked up by Renzo Zambrano, and then Loria fouled by McClaws. Tactical foul as he was a little out of position.
And Lori's been fun to watch. He's got a deceptive change of pace to him. He's got an excellent first touch. As we've seen against LA too, Los Dos, that he can uncork a shot from set pieces.
And the flag was up for offside on Farfan, who was fouled. Was looking for the foul to be called, but flag was up here on the near side from Andrew Marahart.
Yeah, and Farfan here just going at his opponent. Looks like he just gets tripped up a little bit there. Referee doesn't call the foul. Offsides ends up being the call. Farfan's a little perplexed as to why that wasn't a foul. But I don't think there was much in there from OKC.
Matt Van Eckel will take the restart. Started every match for Oklahoma City so far this year. Made 6 appearances with Real Salt Lake last season and really made his money in 2016 with FC Edmonton when he had a .55 goals against average and 16 clean sheets. Off to a good start here so far at Providence Park.
And we're not seeing in that T2 midfield, we're typically used to seeing Eric Williamson in there. Now we have Andre Lewis next to Zambrano. I'm interested to see how that pairing works out, how the movement is, how much they're able to influence the game in terms of the control in the midfield.
The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. Farfan earns the throw there. Marco Farfan, the first ever homegrown player signed by T2 out of Gresham, Oregon, went to Centennial High School. Signed back on October 14th of 2016. Made a handful of appearances this year with the MLS Timbers, making his first appearance with T2 here this evening. As Ibiega clears to midfield. Lamar Batista heads down, keeps in play to Farfan. Farfan's pass back. Can't quite reach Batista. Seems as though the 11 aren't quite on the same page yet for T2 here through about a quarter hour at Providence Park.
No, and you can't really expect them to be. A lot of new faces in this lineup, a bit disjointed early on, some uncertainty you can feel, and this is going to be a test for this group of players. Can they get on the same page quickly and have a response here, create that chance, get that next goal, and change the game?
Lewis pressured, plays back to Mulligan, finds Loria. You just know that with the high pressure Oklahoma City's playing, there's opportunities. If T2 can play the right pass at the right time to break through a couple lines of defense.
Already seen Austin Pack with a couple of nice balls out of the back, switching balls, playing a bit of a sweeper keeper there. That's really important as a team, as a unit, being able to get that ball and switch sides and really getting out of pressure when you're under pressure in the back.
This is league debut today, Austin Pack. He did make the start against FC St. Pauli in the friendly a couple weeks ago. And 11 appearances for Puerto Rico FC over the last 2 seasons. So a long trek for him to make the club move over here to the West Coast. Mulligan back to Dizpay. T2 will switch the point of attack. This Oklahoma City team, just 1 win in their last 12 matches. A 1-0 result over Colorado Springs a couple weeks ago. Really struggled. Though, if you talk to Cameron Knowles, he would acknowledge that on Sunday when they lost to Sounders 2 up in Washington, could have easily been up 3-0. Maybe even 4-0 at halftime, but again didn't take advantage of the opportunities they got, and it came back to bite them in the end.
Yeah, and if you watch that game, you would say, you would make the argument that Energy FC were the better side for the majority of that game. And when results aren't going your way, sometimes you find ways to lose games, and that's what they did. They found a way to lose that game, but they were much better. They're a much better team than their results show, and that's why, again, the concern about complacency, looking at the record, looking at the goal score, looking at that goal differential, and thinking, okay, it's going to be a walk in the park. But you can't mail it in here, Fletcher. You have to bring your best game, and T2 hasn't done that in the beginning moments of this game.
Great touch by Dixon to keep that in play down the end line. Or sideline, rather. His cross, no one able to find the end of it, and Austin Pack quickly distributes. Ross, header forward, controlled by Lewis. Mulligan loses it out to touch, probably better as Khalif Alisson was off to the races. "18 minutes in. Oklahoma City the aggressor here early with the deserved goal, as this pass in for Brown is out for a goal kick. If you're just joining us, welcome to Providence Park. Fletcher Johnson and Nat Borchers here with you as Portland Timbers 2 squaring off with Oklahoma City Energy FC. T2 8-4-2 on the season, 26 points. In second place in the Western Conference, OKC Energy FC 2-10-1. Tied for last in the Western Conference, but it is the visitors who are out to the early lead. Augustine Williams fouled by Jonathan Brown. Restart for T2, 10 yards inside the attacking half.
But I like seeing this hustle from Augustine Williams, getting the ball, getting his body in front of the man, getting the foul. That's what it takes to be a striker playing that number 9 position. You got to take those fouls. You got to take those hits for your team.
Langsdorff looking over his options. Zambrano outside to Mulligan, who's all the way forward from his right back position. Gets around Brown, cross in, cleared away by McClaws. Sia tries to get it to Alisson, but T2 back in possession, and now you're really starting to see Portland Timbers to grow into this match a little bit more as time goes along.
Yeah, and it's going to be those second chances after an initial opportunity that's going to be very, very important for them. Make sure they corral the ball, make sure they get back in possession, and the urgency to play the ball, the urgency with the movement is going to be so important to breaking down this block, this two banks of 4 that OKC has.
Lewis plays out for Barmby. Barmby will send the cross in. Williams rises, gets ahead to it, can't put it on frame, falls to Mulligan at the back post. Mulligan's cross blocked away by McClaws, and Loria will not be able to pick it up before it rolls out to touch. Good attacking moment there from T2.
But what I like about that play, Fletcher, is seeing Jack Barmby getting outside and getting advanced. Sometimes he comes inside. He has a tendency sometimes to stay inside a little bit too often. He's got to find the game a little bit, find those outside edges.
Ball popped in by Langsdorff. Initially ends up out off Langsdorff for a goal kick.
And we'll see Jack Barmby here just getting the ball wide, taking a nice one-time cross into the box. Augustine Williams gets a little bit of a touch on the ball, and then you see Mulligan coming in from the backside. That's what you're going to have to see. You're going to have to see a commitment in numbers forward from T2, getting the outside backs involved, making sure that you have runners coming into the box. Very, very important for creating goals and chances for this team.
Batista wins the header over Sia. Zambrano goes down, and here comes Brown. He's got Alisson on his left, uses him. Alisson, first time cross. Nifty clearance there by Jimmy Mulligan. And it'll end up in the first corner kick of the night for Oklahoma City.
The T2 are going to have to be wary of that counterattack. Those opportunities are going to be on all night as long as the game stays 1-0 in favor of Energy FC.
Brown will take the corner kick. He has Alisson short if he wants to use him, although Barmby's out there to defend. Goes near post, skips all the way through, and an important clearance by T2. Otherwise, Atuahene was lurking. Counterattack could be on here for T2. Lewis fouled by Ibeaga rather.
You see Callum Ross here making a nice run to the near post. He gets a little bit of a touch on it there. Actually, it doesn't look like he gets a touch it at all. It kind of just squeezes through there. Dangerous opportunity there for OKC on that set piece.
So dangerous moment there. Crisis averted for T2 as Oklahoma City were nearly able to double their lead. Barmby finds Zambrano. Zambrano switches over to Farfan. Heavy first touch, keeps possession though. Now plays central for Barmby. Gets it on his favored left foot. Can take the shot if he wants it. Leaves for Loria, who touches back to Farfan. Tries to go central for Langsdorff. Falls back to him, now to Barmby. Barmby defended by Dixon. Gets around him. Will take the shot. skims across the front of Matt Van Eckel's goal mouth and eventually rolls out for a goal kick.
And it's just a nice bit of individual skill here from Jack Barmby. He's able to get the ball into the box, a little skill check there, cuts the ball back and just whips the ball across goal, looking for somebody on the back post, but unfortunately nobody there for T2.
Augustine Williams was making the run, but he was a little bit late. She'll look at Barmby, the Leicester City product, came over in 2016 and was signed outright by the MLS Timbers in 2017. He has a dangerous left foot. Laurie, a nice touch to get around Dixon. Now he's pressured by Atuahene, and a foul called outside the box, but from a dangerous position as Atuahene took him down. And this is a great chance for T2 to level the score.
And this is that deceptive pace here from Laurie. Gets the ball back from Jack Barmby on the 1-2. Nice touch into space there. Little bump there from the defender. Goes down. Good call there from the referee.
Laurie has scored on a free kick this year, but it looks like Jack Barmby will be the one to stand over it. Both players strong with their left foot. It'll be Barmby and Lewis.
And you just wonder here, Fletcher, is this a shot that they're going to take on goal, or are they going to whip this one across the box? I think that for Jack Barmby, he's probably got eyes for net. He's probably going to look to nestle that in that near post with his left foot. A little bit of an outswinger, try to just kiss the inside of that first post. Van Okel's got to make sure he's got it covered.
The big boys are forward for T2. Dispay and Batista in the box. It'll be Barmby to strike, goes off the wall, and out for T2's first corner kick of the evening. Barmby to take. Send it in towards the center part of the box. Ross wins the header. Sia heads it on further, and Alisson beats out Lewis. Counter-attack on for Oklahoma City still. Here's Atuahene, plays it out for Philip Rasmussen, who's been quiet tonight. Atuahene tries a touch for Ross, who wasn't making the run. And now T2, a chance to come back the other way. 4v5, so no real numbers on the counterattack. Now to Lewis. Lewis has Barmby on the overlapping run. Instead plays Loria. Loria back to Zambrano, who will switch it over to Mulligan. Plenty of space in front of Mulligan as Rasmussen comes over to cover. Cross comes in from Mulligan. McClaws gets the initial touch to it and cleared away by Atuahene. Dispay controls down, and the pressure remains on for T2. Williams takes the shot after a great first touch. Can't put it on frame though. Williams will want that one back in the 27th.
And you'll see here Williams just getting on the end of this. I think he surprised Ibiega, and he surprised himself. He just can't get that shot on net, but this is excellent work for him. Just gets the ball a little bit of a nip in front of it. The defender can't get the ball on net, unfortunately, but a great opportunity there from Williams.
Watch to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer.
And I'm just thinking to myself, Fletcher, as I'm watching that last transition from T2, they're missing a piece, and that's Victor Arboleda, just in terms of that dimension, that ability to get forward on the wing, that speed factor. They're definitely missing that on the wings right now. Loria and Barmby just don't have the kind of pace that he does.
Yes, Arboleda not available for selection tonight, as T2 pick up possession once again. Zambrano out to Farfan. First touch let him down a bit. Now to Barmby in the box. Barmby crosses past one man, gets by a couple more. Langsdorff. Oh, Langsdorff had a great opportunity to level the score, but couldn't get anything on it with his left foot. Great work by Barmby to set up Langsdorff on the doorstep at the 6-yard box. As T2 continues to gain more and more chances as this match goes along. Really interesting to see, Nat, how, you know, we're about a half hour in now. OKC Energy came out such high press, and here in the last 3 to 4 minutes, all 10 out of the 11 guys back in their own half.
And it's been encouraging to see from T2 standpoint the response they've had since getting scored on, making sure they're getting numbers forward in the attack.
Laurie will take the strike deflection and out for the second corner kick of the night for T2.
As you'll see here, a nice bit of individual skill comes from the left-hand side. Farfan's able to find Jack Barbary in the box, cuts it back here, makes everybody look a little bit foolish, passes it to Foster Langsdorf, and Foster Langsdorf unfortunately just can't get enough of that shot to get it on net and to make it dangerous.
And needless to say, not Langsdorf favored left foot, if you will, as that ball goes all the way through the box. And Zambrano tries to knock Dixon out of possession, can't do so. Eventually ends up and out to touch.
To be fair, we've seen Foster Langsdorf score with his left foot, you know, on the opposite side of the goal, so we know he's got one. He can use it. It's much better than mine, I'm sure, and he'll want that one back. Certainly, that's a big chance for a striker. And those are the tough ones when you're kind of waiting for the ball. Somebody else has done all the work. You're stationary, and then it comes to you. It's very, very difficult to make the most out of an opportunity like that.
Yeah, and I think, like you talk about, the waiting piece. You know that bodies are going to be coming at you, and you want that ball to get to you as quickly as possible. And it certainly seemed like one of those scenarios in which Foster was trying to tell that ball to roll a little bit quicker towards him.
Yeah, but you have to like the response. Cam Knowles is going to love the mentality, love the fact that his team has responded, hasn't given anything up either in terms of chances for OKC Energy since giving up that goal.
Great work by Zambrano to dispossess Dixon, and the break could be on for T2 if they hurry. 5v4. Out to Barbie, first time cross in, finds Williams, his header up in the air. Did it take a deflection? Yes, it did, off of Becky. And another corner kick for T2.
Yeah, you'll see a nice transition play here from T2, and Barbie begins this play here. He's able to find Andre Lewis in the middle, gets it back, and it's a one-time cross here from Barbie, which is excellent. Augustine Williams just can't get on the end of that one. Good defending there from Drew Becky on OKC.
Header won by Dixon. Falls out to Sia. Gets by Zambrano, and now Renzo chasing from behind. He's got Jimmy Mulligan there to help out. Cross takes a deflection. Batista forced to take a touch. And does it go out? It does, for the second corner kick of the night for Oklahoma City. So just like that, Energy come the other way and earn a corner kick.
Yeah, and it's good work there from Sia. His ability to get in the space there. I thought Zambrano might have been able to make a professional foul there, take the yellow card, but instead opts not to, and then Sia's got some space to get in behind and get that cross off.
Get a look at Cameron Knowles there. Was certainly concerned about this match, despite the records, knew that Oklahoma City would bring a feisty mentality in. And they've done that and more here in the first half hour plus. Brown will strike it. Header won by Batista. Straight back out to Brown. Make that Rasmussen. Headed up in the air by Lewis. Still in the box. Sia has it. Drops it for Callum. Ross. Now here comes Zambrano the other direction. Counter could be on. Alisson fouls Zambrano. Important foul by Alisson, as the counter was on.
And Zambrano really showing some individual skill, just playing out of the back. If he would have been able to play that pass, there was a ton of space there for T2 to attack.
Renzo Zambrano once again wearing the captain's armband this evening. It's cycled between himself and Josh Phillips, who is on the bench tonight for T2. But Zambrano, the 5'7", 150-pound, 23-year-old from Venezuela, has 3 appearances with the Venezuelan men's national team. As Alisson, a little 1-2 with Brown. Alisson goes down in the box, and a penalty kick called. Oklahoma City will have a chance to double the lead as Jeff Arthurholtz rather blew his whistle on the foul call on Mulligan.
Not sure what the referee's calling right now. I think he's waved the penalty off, but if you'll see here, Alasson's able to get in front of Mulligan. Off the 1-2. Not a whole lot of contact there. I think the referee got it wrong initially, and then he was waved off by his linesman, I believe.
Yeah, offside flag came up. It was a late call from Saya McGee over there on the far side, but big moment in the match there that we'll look back on in the 34th minute. Oklahoma City could have had a chance to double the lead. Let's see if T2 take advantage here before halftime.
Yeah, and certainly you never want to let a player get inside the box and be in front of you, and you're in that position where you could potentially make a foul. So very important that that T2 backline is aware of that speed from Alasson, because he's a tricky player.
Great first touch by Loria. Spins, shoots. Not quite enough on it to get it past Van Eckel.
We'll see here, Loria getting into the box, showing that quickness, getting that shot off here. No problem there for Van Eckel, but that's just a sign of the ability of Loria just to find a little bit of space and get a chance and an opportunity off.
Lewis chest down, under pressure, and plays back to Pack, who distributes centrally, and Ibiega heads down to Lewis, who controls.
I want to see T2 continue to get down that left side. They've had so much success there over on Barmby's side. He's been able to just find tons of space out there on that wing. He's been so dangerous coming inside in that box, been dangerous whipping crosses inside. I think it's very important they continue to go to him and try to get him opportunities.
T2 undefeated at Providence Park this year. 3-0-0. 4-0-0 if you include the friendly win against FC St. Pauli. As a through ball from Barmby trying to find Langsdorff is cut away. Bad back pass and a chance here for Augustine Williams to potentially finish off of a mistake from Oklahoma City, but Van Eckel quickly enough off his line to pick it up.
That's just a bit of sloppiness here from OKC. Rasmussen with the back pass. A little unsurety there from Ibiega. And Williams with an excellent opportunity to get something there. Ibiega does just enough to put him off. Van Eckel comes off his line. Safely shepherds it.
And it's those types of moments that have hurt Oklahoma City throughout the course of the year, and that T2 has taken advantage of to get themselves into the position that they are now, which is 3 points out of first place in the Western Conference.
So I was just going to say, we've seen Foster Langsdorff and Augustine Williams capitalize on those mistakes so often this season.
Alisson's back pass nearly cut away by Williams. Play back to Van Eckel. We'll go over the top. Farfan controls and will play to Pack.
I love that work rate from both strikers, putting pressure on the back line, making them go back to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper then launches it long and able to get the ball back in possession. So good, so important defensively for T2 to do things like that.
Crossing into the 38th minute. Oklahoma City with the early goal in the first 7 minutes of the match from Sia off a mistake from Loria has them in front. Loria heavy pressure on Van Eckel. Forces him to just play long. Mulligan wins the header but goes down. And McClaw shepherds out to touch. Plays to Alisson. Alisson pressured by Zambrano. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Here comes T2 attacking the other direction. 1-2 from Augustine Williams and Foster Langsdorff. An important ball win there by Richard Dixon to extinguish the opportunity. Now here comes Atuahene, takes a shot from well outside the box. Austin Pack had to dive down to his right. He was worried about it. Didn't get anything on it, and it flashed across the front of him and out for a goal kick.
And these are the kinds of plays T2's got to be wary of, these counterattacking opportunities. And Atuahene is able to get on the end of this thing and get a good shot off in the box. Worries Pack just a little bit, but goes wide, fortunately for him.
Atuahene, you look at him, part of the Right to Dream Academy in West Africa, a Generation Adidas player, coming off of couple seasons with the University of Michigan Wolverines, where he scored 24 goals and 11 assists in 49 matches. Williams fouls Ross. Won the header, but had to climb over Ross to do so.
Williams has been a man possessed in the last few minutes. Fletcher, it just seems like he's everywhere. He's working his tail off, trying to get the ball back, making things difficult for that OKC back line. That kind of energy is infectious for a team, especially up top. When you're on the back line and you're seeing your striker doing doggies like that for you, you're thinking, man, he's got the energy. I got to make sure I bring my game up and I'm able to win balls just like he's doing.
Lewis sprays it out for Farfan, who's all the way forward. He's got Barnby central. Will look for Langsdorff. Cut away by Ibiega. Back to Farfan. Now to Lewis. Zambrano central for Langsdorff, who can't control it, and a roll all the way back to Van Oekel. Into the final 5 minutes plus stoppage time here at the end of the first half. Oklahoma City came out very strong in the first 10 minutes. T2 has grown into things as time has gone along, but have not yet found an equalizer. Rasmussen's header won by Lewis and controlled by Dizpay. The Cuban will spray it out for Williams. Pressured by McLaws. Controls, finds Zambrano. See the pressure once again coming up higher from OKC here at the end of the half, trying to see if maybe they can nick another here before the break.
Yeah, that's really good there from T2, being able to play out of the back.
Ball falls to Langsdorff, corner of the box. He's got Barnby. Barnby will try and lift it over to Langsdorff, but didn't quite get it up in the air enough. Sia almost fell down, still managed to find a way to control it. And OKC switched the point of attack. Shot taken from distance. Austin Pack looked to have it covered, and it was a little high anyways.
Rasmussen here just getting on the ball. It's an ambitious effort. Never was going to really trouble Pack.
Brown wins the header out to touch, though. And Mulligan, who's played all but one match so far this year. Jeff Arthur Holtz wanted him to retake the throw in. Batista playing central defense, hasn't played there much this year, but spent the majority of last year there. Now Barnby. Now to Mulligan on the near side. Mulligan defended by McLaws. Tries to get around him. Able to get the cross off, but it goes straight to Van Oekel.
And it's good combination play there from T2, just the ability to get the ball inside a couple 1-2 combination passes, then spring the ball wide. Want to have a little bit more quality, of course, on the cross, but that's what you're going to need to have to break down this OKC team.
And an entertaining back and forth match, with opportunities for both sides here in the first half. As Zambrano fouls Alisson. And we're to the point where Oklahoma City will certainly enjoy taking a little bit more of this time on the clock as we approach the break.
Yeah, certainly, and there's going to be some gamesmanship from OKC as this game moves on a little further. If they can go into this half 1-0 up, they're in an excellent position to get out of here with some points and potentially get their first 3 points on the road here. Now, for T2, they're really going to have to make sure they buckle down, and they realize it's not going to be easy by any stretch of means to get points here from OKC. This is a team that certainly is hungry for points, and they're not going to roll over and just give it to them.
Offside flag up on Sia, the goal scorer today. In the 7th minute. Minute and a half plus stoppage time here at the end of the first half remaining. Ball forward from Lewis to Langsdorff. Played out to Farfan. And then back to Lewis. Andre Lewis making his 13th appearance. 8th start here in 2018. Dispay takes his time on the ball, and Oklahoma City happy to sit behind things a bit now and make things even more difficult for T2. Run forward from Farfan, who was offside before his cross came in. Hearing we'll have around 1 minute of stoppage time here at the end of the first half. Well, wasn't the start Cam Knowles would have wanted, Nat, but your thoughts on kind of how things have progressed now nearing the end of the first half?
Yeah, certainly not the start Cam Knowles would have wanted to see, going down 1-0 early going in this game. The energy just wasn't quite there, and OKC punished T2. However, since then, the response has been very good. T2's shown a lot of energy. They have high-pressed OKC. They've created some chances, which has been very good. Now, the next step for them is to get more creativity in the attack. How can they break OKC down, be a little bit sharper in their movement, get some more combinations in the middle, get some better crossing, and certainly more runners in the box.
We're into the 1 minute, about 45 seconds left of it. Can T2 find a goal here before the break?
Good.
Farfan. Barnby plays it out off of Rasmussen.
And it's been encouraging to see Foster Langsdorff getting a few more touches on the ball recently. He's coming back into the midfield a little bit, just getting a touch here, a touch there, then getting some movement off the ball. What he needs, though, is after he makes that touch, he needs somebody to find him in the space. He's making some great runs. His movements has been excellent. He just needs somebody to get that final pass into him, and he's going to be in on goal.
See this goal kick from Van Oekel. Wouldn't be surprised the whistle blows while it's in the air, and indeed it does. So the first 45 minutes complete here at Providence Park. A 7th-minute goal from that man. Sia, Jaime Sia, has Oklahoma City Energy FC in front 1-0 at the break. Coming up, special league feature from the United Soccer Leagues coming up. And then we'll be back to take a look at the first half highlights, some stats, and get to the second half kick in a bit. Back from Portland, Oregon in just a bit.
We came here with a unique challenge, and that was to solve the problem of producing over 500 games and do so in a cost-effective way for the clubs, in a way that produced high-quality broadcasts and standardize the look and feel of all of those productions. Outside of the live event, the match experience, outside of that, the broadcast is the window into the brand for the club and for the league. And you need to be able to capture that in a compelling way with a quality broadcast.
A large portion of the teams work with our partner Vista on REMI Productions, remote integration. What that means is that the production of the game is actually handled mostly away from site. So the way these games work is a truck will show up locally at the stadium. There'll be 4 camera operators there, and those signals are sent all the way here to Fort Lauderdale. And here locally at Vista, the game is cut. The game has graphics put on top of it. Replay is done here, and in many cases, the play-by-play is actually done on site here at Vista as well. So after the game is fully produced, we have a signal that goes to our partner ESPN Plus for US distribution. We have a signal that goes to YouTube for international distribution. And then for the teams that have an over-the-air local broadcast regional sports network deal, the signal is sent to their partners as well. So even for the games that aren't done with a Remy production, all games flow through Vista, and all those signals have to get sent out all over the world to reach the fans of USL. Because of those Remy productions, we'll oftentimes have 5 or 6 games going on at one time. Nobody is doing sports Remy productions on this level consistently.
We have built one of the largest Remy production models of any league in the world. And now we're able to deliver anywhere in the world to our partners at ESPN, fully produced matches from all over the country. We couldn't be more thrilled with the progress we've made and some of the innovative things now we're going to be able to start to bring into the broadcast moving forward.
Team building activity. Group tickets for T2 matches start at just $8 and are on sale now. Call 503-553-5555 or email ticketsales@timbers.com. The programs and community outreach at Somos Timbers highlight the Portland Timbers' commitment to supporting local Latino community through fan engagement, youth development, accessibility to soccer, and overall health and wellness. Because todos somos Timbers. Stand Together represents the relationship between the Portland Timbers, Thorns FC, T2, and our fans. This signifies the strong commitment our club has to supporting and standing by the community both on and off the field. The Stand Together mission is to harness the power of sport to improve the lives of children and their families. Stand Together focuses on youth activity, education, and the environment with an emphasis on cultural diversity and access for all to play. To learn more about Stand Together initiatives, please
5 or more fruits and vegetables each day.
Two hours or less of recreational screen time. The recreational screen time is up. Let's go outside.
One for at least 1 hour a day.
If you're feeling thirsty, it's best to drink water to stay hydrated.
Sometimes I like adding fruit to my drink. Lemon is my favorite.
5, 2, 1, 0.
Every day you can do it.
Follow T2 on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook to stay in the know on team news, ticket info, or promotions. Learn more about the team at timbers2.com. T2 fans want to win tickets to an upcoming home match? How about the chance to blast some shots on goal in front of a roaring crowd and walk away with up to $760 in gas cards? With 76's halftime sweepstakes, you can. Just visit timbers.com/76 and enter to win tickets to a future game to show off your skills. 76.
Back in.
Okay. Yep, from Langsdorff.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. Perfect.
Kidoki. We haven't talked about the World Cup yet. Fletcher,
I know.
what is wrong with us? Come on, man.
Second
play-by-play, man. Come on, let's go.
yeah. I
Bring
gotta lead
it
you
up.
into that.
I was like borderline. I was like, am I gonna bring it up? Bring it up.
I was for shot of Cam, and then could bring up that I talked about. And welcome back to Providence Park once again. Just about set for second half kickoff here between Portland Timbers 2 and Oklahoma City Energy FC. And with that, welcome you into the broadcast booth once again. Fletcher Johnson, Nat Borchers here with you. Nat, it was Oklahoma City that came out, grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck early and got a deserved goal, but then T2 grew into the match. Yeah, disappointing start to the game for T2, but fortunately the response was very good. Since giving up that goal, unfortunately, they were able to get into the game. They were able to bring that energy and create a lot of chances on goal. Let's go ahead and take a look back at the first half highlights. We'll start off with the goal for Oklahoma City in the 7th minute. It was Jaime Sia off the bad pass from Marvin Loria that was able to finish. Yeah, and again, it was very unfortunate that T2 wasn't able to play a little bit better here. A bad first touch there from Loria leads to this chance for Sia, and he slots it home. Pack probably should do a little bit better on the save. Good response from T2. We moved to the 17th minute, and it was Augustine Williams who was nearly able to level the tally. Augustine Williams, Foster Langsdorff, very, very good in this first half. A big missed opportunity there for Augie. He will want that one back. The ball drops to him perfectly there. He just has to get it on net. Doesn't get his body shape right. Gets it wide of goal. Great touch by Loria to give Augustine Williams that opportunity. We move to the 28th minute. Foster Langsdorff, another moment that he will want back from that first half as he was set up right on the doorstep. And it's the underlapping run here from Jack Barmby. He creates this goal. He's able to cut back and then bring the ball inside, and Foster Langsdorff just backing up a little bit off his back foot. Doesn't get everything he needs on it to get it on goal and get a good shot. We move to the 36th minute, and it was Augustine Williams who nearly took advantage of a gift from the visitors. Yeah, it's a bad back pass there from OKC, and Augie Williams is just not able to get his whole body on that shot. Good job by Abiega. You look here and you can see T2 outshot Oklahoma City Energy 3-1, but really the opportunities other than those ones we showed you weren't great opportunities. More of the ball seems to me that there's an opportunity for Portland Timbers 2 to find an equalizer. Certainly, and it's just going to be about just being a little bit more creative this half, Fletcher. They're going to have to find something a little bit special, capitalize on a mistake potentially to get that first goal to draw this game level. Well, teams are heading back out on the field now. We're just about ready for the start of the second half. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50. Don't look to be any changes for either side here at the end of the first half as the sun has come out. Hopefully that's a good sign of things to come for the home side. Oklahoma City looking for just their 3rd win of the season, their first win away from home, if they can get it done here this evening at Providence Park. Be a tall order, though, as T2 has been in positions where they've trailed heading into the break and have come out flying. So we'll see what the halftime talk was like from Cameron Knowles for his team. Whistle from Jeff Arthurholtz, and we are underway with the second 45 minutes from Providence Park. And you'll have to think for Cameron Knowles, it was really about saying, okay, look, you gave up a poor goal. That's okay. You brushed it off. The response was very good. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to bring that energy? Are you going to continue to high press and have some patience? Don't have to score the goal off the bat. You can continue to keep that possession, find the right chance. The goal will come. Like the first half, ended T2 in possession, trying to figure out how best to attack this Oklahoma City side. And now, what'd you see in the first half that worked for Portland in the attack? Well, I really like the movement, especially on the left side with Jack Barmby, Marco Farfan getting the overlap at times. But Barmby was really active. He was able to find a lot of spaces. He was able to get a lot of crosses out into the box. He was able to create a lot on the dribble. And then the movement from Foster Langsdorff, from Augustine Williams has been very good. I think the energy for those two up top has been good. And I think that's going to have to continue to be good for them to get these chances that they need and hopefully get that first goal to draw this game level. Early foul there on Diz Pay here to start the second half. Be an opportunity to put a ball in the box for Oklahoma City. Comes in, header won by Langsdorf. Shot comes from, I believe that was Alisson, and nowhere near Austin Pack's net.
I like this quick play there out of the back from T2. Get the ball on the ground, get the ball moving, show the sense of urgency that you need to get that goal.
Farfan brings it forward, gets around one man, then plays back to Lewis, who plays the switch over to the far side. Mulligan goes over the top for Loria, handled nicely by Brown, and OKC clears. Only as far as Alisson, though, can't control it, and Mulligan back in possession. Little 1-2 between Lewis and Zambrano. Play out to Barmby. Barmby will cross it in. Langsdorf tries to win the header, rises up. Is that a penalty kick called in favor of T2? It is indeed. They say Langsdorf was dragged down as he tried to rise for the header, and T2 will have a chance to equalize in the 48th minute.
And if you're T2, this is the benefit you want to see. Jack Barmby getting the ball across into the box. It's for sure a penalty there. You can see there that Drew Becky is just dragging the shoulder there. The left shoulder of Foster Langsdorf brings him down in the box. Good call from the referee, in my opinion.
So it will be Langsdorf that has the opportunity to step up and take, trying to find his 6th goal of the season. Scored on a penalty kick May 18th against Los Dos. A part of his hat trick performance that day, the first ever in T2 history. Khalif Alisson standing down by the end line, not sure what he's doing. Jeff Arthurholtz told him to walk away from that spot. As he makes his way up towards the top of the box, whistle's blown. Langsdorf steps, strikes, and scores, and we're level in the 49th minute.
Foster Langsdorf, cool, clinical, gets the goalkeeper going the wrong way, slots it to his left side. Not a problem at all. Van Okel doesn't guess the right way. Excellent from Langsdorf. That's the kind of goal he's going to finish all day long on the penalty spot.
It was an early goal in the first half from Oklahoma City Energy that gave him the lead. And it was a goal from T2 here in the 49th minute that leveled the tally. Now we'll see the visitors' response. Here comes Brown, defended by Mulligan. Mulligan able to block the cross out to touch and actually deflected back off of Brown and out for a T2 throw.
Cam Knowles will have to be pleased with that. What a good response coming out of that first half. The energy was very good. The movement was great. T2 really flexing their muscles here at home, showing that they can create chances, and a well-earned penalty in my opinion.
And that, like you talked about during the first half, attack down the left-hand side that helped create the opportunity as the ball came in from Barmby.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure if it was necessary for Becky to bring Langsdorf down there. I think he felt Langsdorf probably had a step on him, which is why he put his hand on his shoulder and brought him down.
Nice diagonal ball in from Lewis, finds Williams running away from goal, the near corner. Langsdorf, correction, Farfan to Barmby. His cross is deflected away by Atuahene. And then Ross's pass intercepted by Zambrano. Now the cross towards the back post in the direction of Williams, who was offside.
It's always interesting to see when you have a penalty opportunity, who takes the penalty, because usually in teams I've played with before, the guy who got dragged down, the guy who was fouled, usually doesn't take the penalty because he's usually a little bit too worked up and you want somebody else to take it. So for Foster Langsdorf to not only have gotten fouled for the penalty, but to take the penalty is just caps off to him for having the composure to do that.
And we saw in one of the last home matches for T2 a couple different situations in which the player who earned the penalty took the penalty, and it did not work out well for them. As Atuahene, it will earn a corner kick for his side in the 52nd minute, the third of the evening for Energy FC.
You have to wonder, Energy FC hasn't had any multi-goal games the entire season, unless I'm mistaken, and so they're going to be pushing for this next goal. They're going to want to get a second goal here just to prove probably to themselves that they can score more than one goal in a game.
Cross comes in from Rasmussen, headed away by Williams. Now Alisson pressured by Zambrano. Does well to get it back to Rasmussen, and then Ross making the run into the box. He's got a lot of space. Finds his man, Sia, and it goes out off of him for a goal kick.
Hey! Go to Francis, keep going up.
You get a real opportunity to listen to the talk on the field. Always interesting to hear the communication that's taken place between the opposing teams.
And typically when I'm on a Timbers broadcast, it's fun to be right there in the center of the pitch and listen to both coaches make their tactical adjustments. I got to listen to Peter Vermees with Sporting Kansas City on Saturday night, make his tactical adjustments, make his defensive adjustments, offensive adjustments. It was so much fun to watch and see him tinker with that lineup, see him move pieces around.
Barbie nutmegs his man, and Farfan's able to get on the end of it. Puts a laser cross through the box. Williams can't quite find it. And now here comes Sia the other direction, defended by Dizpay. The Cuban central defender able to slow Sia down enough to allow reinforcements to come.
Good from Dizpay there. We haven't seen him 1v1 yet. Was thinking he might get a little bit overzealous and try to win the ball there, but very good from him. Just maintain his composure, make sure he just shepherds that ball back the other way it goes. He doesn't need to win it there, and he did the right thing.
Zambrano fouls Rasmussen. Starts it back to Alisson. Alisson fouled by Dizpay.
That was a little bit overzealous, I will say.
That's the 110%, knowing the moment that the youngster still learning at this point. 24 years of age. Signed on May 11th by T2.
And I've been a little bit concerned on these set pieces from T2. There's a lot of gaps in this zonal marking scheme that they have back there, and I think it's going to be very difficult for them to win the ball here.
Rasmussen's cross comes in straight to Dizpay.
If they don't get it right, sorry.
Yeah. And here comes Augustine Williams, wins a header. Great work to try and win back possession, and does win the throw for his side in front of Dixon. Interesting note on Rasmussen to tell you about momentarily. Been relatively quiet, but has started to make more of an impact in this match for Energy FC as Mulligan dribbles forward against Brown. Gets to the end line, deflected cross, goes out for the fourth corner kick of the evening for T2.
And I love this one-time ball out from Zambrano. Gets the ball wide to Jimmy Mulligan, who just drives at this back line, takes it to the end line, and gets this corner kick opportunity. Excellent work there from Jimmy Mulligan.
Cross will come in from Barmby. Floated into the center of the box and cleared away and out of danger by Oklahoma City. Now the visitors will look to counterattack. Sia nutmegs Lewis to keep possession. This time unable to control it was Lewis, out to touch.
So I believe you had a question for me, some sort of a
yes, on Khalif Alisson.
Yes.
How do I ask this in a way that doesn't give away the answer, though, is the question. Well, he scored a goal week 1, 2012 against Philadelphia.
Okay.
Actually had an assist in each of his first 3 home matches that he started. But do you know what honor he was the first ever MLS Timber to win for the goal against Philadelphia?
Goal of the week?
That would be the easy one to say.
Player of the week?
As Laurie is fouled in the center circle. He was voted the first ever MLS Timber Player of the Week for scoring that goal against Philadelphia.
Okay, that was my second guess. I do remember playing against Khalif Alisson here at Providence Park actually a few years ago, and I remember him scoring a goal in which I thought I had every opportunity to block, but I was actually fouled on the play. I wish we could bring it up, and I'm still bitter about it. I really wish I would have had the opportunity.
Couldn't tell.
Yeah, really wish I had the opportunity to stand in front of that shot. He hit it quite well, scored a banger of a goal, I think far post, and I was just sitting there laying there like, what the heck, man?
He certainly had moments throughout the course of his career scored in his first ever match with the Timbers back in the USSF Division II days. As Sia tries to get around Batista, still manages to keep possession of the ball in front of Batista, but Lamar does a great job to keep him in front and eventually knocks out the touch.
Sia doing really well, using his body there to keep the ball from Batista, and Batista showing his speed and his defending there. Good job from Batista just to make sure he's between Sia and the goal there. Nice job shepherding the ball out of play.
Offside flag was up on Alisson, who plays it off the wall in disgust, not happy. And Jeff Arthurholtz asking him to calm down. Alisson was the player who was standing down by the end line as Foster Langsdorff was getting ready to attempt his penalty kick. And the 27-year-old from Accra, Ghana, played for the New York Cosmos when Giovanni Savarese was the manager a few years back. Of course, Savarese now with the MLS Timbers.
The unbeaten in 8 MLS Timbers.
Really have felt that kind of permeate through the entire organization, though, especially with the way T2 has started the year.
It's funny how that works. Winning begets winning, and it just seems like the more the Timbers are winning, the more T2 is winning. They kind of feed off each other, and the players are moving in between the two teams and just bringing the right attitude to training and into those games. And you can see that the results are there. The confidence is there with both teams.
In the 59th minute, almost an hour through here at Providence Park. Alisson plays through McClaws, who is offside. Should take a look at Austin Pack. We'll get us back underway here momentarily. Spent 4 years with the Charlotte 49ers in college. 42 appearances, 15 clean sheets to go with him. Been a relatively quiet match here in the last 10 minutes or so since Langsdorff evened the tally. Great pace by Mulligan to get back and not allow Brown to get a cross in, but he does give away a corner kick for the visitors.
Rossi, well done.
Philip Rasmussen comes over. Told you we had an interesting note on him. The last time he scored a regular season goal in USL was against T2 back on June 16th of 2017. Would certainly like to change that here tonight, as he's in his second season since coming over from Denmark. Header won by Augustine Williams, ends up in another corner for Oklahoma City. Rasmussen spent 2012 through 2016 in the Danish Super League with Lyngby, making over 100 appearances. 4 goals to show for it. As we hit the 61st minute, flashed header from Becky. Can't put it anywhere near on frame. Ross picks it up. Corner of the box down by the end line. Now Langsdorff, nice defensive work to track back. Nearly earns the throw, but it is out off of him. Down near that far corner flag.
Yeah, it's rare to see your center striker put in that kind of shift in the 60th minute, and very, very impressed with Foster Langsdorff. His work ethic and just his ability to do the dirty work. I actually heard a story about him recently. He was leaving the training center the other day, and there was a cameraman at the training center, and the cameraman was having difficulty with his tripod carrying it out, and Foster Langsdorff actually offered a hand to the cameraman and helped him carry that camera stuff out to his truck, which I think just speaks to the kind of character he has and the work rate he has. He's always willing to put in an extra effort to help the team.
Handball on Augustine Williams, hoping to start the counterattack. Well, yeah, you know that about Langsdorff, a guy who won 3 national championships in college at Stanford. Well-spoken individual, as Alisson cuts it out in the direction of McClaws. And Lewis plays it out for another corner kick, so some sustained possession in the attacking third here for Oklahoma City, as they will once again have an opportunity to put a ball into the box and try and once again take the lead.
And these moments are just so critical for T2 and their back line and their markers here in the box to make sure that they get this ball clear of the box. The marking right now has been a little bit lax in the box. I'm a little bit concerned.
There it is, header and the goal, just like you said, Nat. It's the center back, Christian Abiega, who has given Oklahoma City the lead, and for the first time in 2018, Energy FC have scored multiple goals in a match.
And again, the marking just isn't good enough here from T2. Guys not tight enough to their marks. Abiega just rising up, getting the ball just past Pack. Nobody marking him there. Just a free header in the box. You can't allow that. And Pack maybe could do better with that, but it's a clear header from 3 yards out. Not much he's going to be able to do in that situation. 2-1 OKC.
Based off what we've seen this season, what we have seen here so far tonight, Cameron Knowles and T2 playing a zonal marking? Are they playing man marking?
Well,
how are you able to identify that? Hold that thought as Farfan dribbles it forward into the corner of the box, and Dixon with an important touch to play it out on this near side.
Well, from what I've seen, they've done a zonal marking scheme on set pieces, and corners specifically, they've been man marking. And in that situation, they just weren't marking tight enough, in my opinion. And I think that's, you can't have that at this level. You're going to let a team, obviously, who has had trouble scoring goals back into the game, giving them the lead, but just a set piece opportunity. And they've had multiple set piece opportunities in this half, and that's where you have to be better defensively, have to be switched on in those moments.
Numbers for OKC on the counter if they hurry. Alassane into acres of space for McClaws. He's got Brown on his far side, uses him. Brown defended by Mulligan. Cross comes in, Pack doesn't come out, and Farfan just plays it out for another corner kick.
And you'll see here, it's an interesting setup there. 3 markers, nobody really sure who's marking the guys in the white. Everybody gets mixed up. I think it's Diz Pay who's supposed to be marking Abiega on that set piece. And full credit to OKC there. They do a great job running that set piece, put the 3 players all stacked on top of each other. Very difficult to mark, but you just got to get your man. Very important.
Rasmussen's cross towards the back post, headed on by Batista, and now the counterattack could be on for T2 if they hurry. Zambrano has Langsdorff and Barmby with him. He'll use Barmby here on the near side, defended by Dixon. Go across to Langsdorff, into the middle for Augustine Williams. It was just a little bit behind him and he couldn't control it. Now Farfan. Batista under the pressure of Sia and loses out. Now Atuene trying to get on it. Batista, important win there.
And this is such a critical moment in the game for T2. They're going to have to make sure that they don't succumb to this pressure from OKC. OKC is doing a good job of getting numbers forward, having more energy, applying pressure on them. They're going to have to get the ball back here, get that simple possession going, get the ball in advanced positions, and start creating some chances of their own.
Barmby, always dangerous with that left boot. Poking and prodding our T2. Trying to find a way through and needing to come back from a goal deficit for the second time here tonight. Long switch over to Farfan, and he can't keep it in play. And we'll see our first substitution of the night. It will come for OKC as Khalif Alassane will come off. Khalif Alassane got the assist on the opening goal for Oklahoma City this evening. So for him, a happy return to Portland, a place where he spent a good portion of his career. And he'll give way to Jose Barril, the 26-year-old midfielder from Spain, who had spent 15 seasons as a member of the Real Madrid Academy from '99 to 2014, coming on the field for Oklahoma City.
And a solid performance from Al-Hassan, getting that early assist. He was creative tonight. I don't think he would have liked to be a little bit more dangerous and create a little bit more opportunities in the box, but he's obviously still getting to know his teammates, still getting to know his surroundings here with OKC. But Baril coming into the game, watching OKC versus S2 this previous Sunday, he was dangerous. He was very, very good. He's able to really play underneath that striker, find some good pockets, play that final ball. Rasmussen
with the cross in, headed away by Mulligan and picked up by Langsdorff. Pressured by Ross. Langsdorff back to Mulligan.
Well done. Good, Jaime.
And Pack across midfield. The high press right now coming from Oklahoma City as Loria used a couple different body parts to keep possession. He now attacks at McLaws. Defensively, McLaws stands strong, and Loria's cross comes in towards the back post, and it falls to Langsdorff, who can't put it on frame.
And Loria isn't a player we've talked a whole lot about until just now. And Langsdorff, he just drifts off the center back there, finds a little bit of space behind, gets a little bit behind the ball and gets the ball over the top. But good to see him staying active this half. Very important that he's going to find those little pockets in the defense in the box.
Something you don't necessarily notice in that moment, but he uses Augustine Williams to shield that center back, to open him up for that opportunity. Great work by Augustine Williams to acknowledge that and let that ball come through.
That's a great point, Fletcher. The pairing between the two, I think, has been good tonight. I think they've worked off each other. I think they've used each other in the right ways. And as you'll see here, just making the right runs and creating space for each other is what strikers want to do when they're paired up top together.
That ball over the top for Langsdorff. He forces Becky to play it out to touch. And similar to the first half, after giving up the goal, T2 has come back strong. But Barmby gets caught in possession. Lewis comes back to win it off of Atuahene before he has an opportunity to act the other way. Farfan onside. Defended by Dixon. Plays back to Lewis. Lewis goes to Zambrano and over to Mulligan. Here comes Mulligan dribbling at McLaws. In central for Zambrano. Leaves it to Loria. Loria plays it behind Barmby, and then miscommunication between Barmby and Lewis. Lewis finally comes to pick it up. Now to Farfan, corner of the box. He'll send the cross in. Headed out by Ross. But T2 there. Lewis back to Farfan once again. Defended by Dixon. And Farfan earns a corner kick. Rasmussen and Ibiega upset, feeling that ball touched Farfan last before it went across the end line. But it will be the 5th corner kick of the night for T2.
And it's good sustained pressure from T2. That's what they need. They're going to have those second, those third opportunities. Keep the ball in this end of the field. Keep the pressure on OKC.
T2 out shooting OKC Energy 14-6. Cross comes in. Dizpay was rising for the header. Loria tries to control down top of the box, and then Batista fouls Sia. We'll see our first substitution of the night for T2. It will be Derrickson Vuelto on for Jack Barmby, whose night is complete at the 71-minute mark.
And Jack Barmby very active on the night. Felt like he got himself in some very good positions in that first half and in the second half as well. Just really able to create some space for his teammates, create some opportunities. It was a good night overall, I think, for Jack Barmby.
Nice controlled header to find and send Zambrano into space. Now to Loria, defended by Brown. Gets around a couple men, goes down, no foul called. And Atuahene tries to find Sia the other direction. Now to Farfan after the Austin Pack throw. End-to-end action. Williams. And out of Vuelta, who gets his first touch of the match. Tries to send the cross in, and Dixon quickly comes over and snuffs it out. But another corner kick for T2. 72nd minute. Let's look at one of the goal scorers for Oklahoma City tonight. Jaime Sia. His first year with OKC. Cross comes in, headed on twice by Oklahoma City, only as far as Zambrano. Now played to Mulligan. Mulligan leaves it behind, and Sia able to pick it up. Baril will bring it across midfield. Still on the ball, and now to Brown. Brown will take the shot. Well wide of the net as it spun off the outside of his right foot.
Success! Are you good? Good lad. Jose!
And the man coming on for Oklahoma City scored a goal in the last 2 matches for the visitors. It is Alexander Dixon. You get a look at his goal from the match against S2 on the weekend. It was an important one that initially gave Oklahoma City the lead. Great first touch. He was able to get it by the keeper. Has really been one of the lone bright spots so far early in the year for this Oklahoma City side. He comes on for Jaime Sia, whose night is complete. Dixon, the 28-year-old from Bay City, Texas.
And you're going to see from Dixon is speed up top. Yeah, this is an ideal time for Steve Cook to go to his bench and bring in that speed, because T2 is going to need to press this game. They're going to need to push some numbers forward, and he's going to be running in behind that line. So going to be important for that T2 backline to be aware of him and his movements in behind.
Alex Dixon spent 3 seasons with the Houston Dynamo in MLS from 2011 to 2013, scoring a goal in 13 appearances. Great touch by Lauria to get it back to Zambrano. Put some spin on it. And Foster Langsdorff thought Zambrano was making the run forward. He was not. And Van Oekel clears to midfield. Numbers if they hurry for OKC. Here comes Brown, plays it outside to Dixon. Tries to get around Diz Pay, cannot do so, and Pay clears.
It's well won by Diz Pay. Nicely done. Doesn't go to ground. Maintains his focus, keeps his feet moving, wins the ball back.
Great ball forward
pass
from Lauria, finds Augustine Williams, gets it caught up in the spokes a bit. Now dribbling central, will take the shot, scuffs it before he really got to the ball, scuffed his foot on the turf, and it rolls to Van Oekel pretty easily.
Game's opening up a little bit here, Fletcher, and I think that it favors a bit OKC, to be honest with you. I think that T2's got to still be measured in their attack. They still have to possess the ball. They still have to create those chances, bring that simple possession, get the numbers up the field, and they don't have to go out and score 2 goals right away. They still have some patience. They still have some time left in this game. 15 minutes, plenty of time to get that goal.
We are into the final 15 minutes now, plus stoppage time here at Providence Park. In case you're just joining us, there's a goal in the 7th minute from Oklahoma City's Jaime Sia that opened things up for the visitors. And 49th minute, Foster Langsdorff earned a penalty kick, finished it to level the tally. And then a corner kick goal off the head of Christian Abiaga, has things where they are now, 2-1 in favor of the Energy FC side.
And the wounds, you could say, Fletcher, were self-inflicted so far from T2. A mistake on the first goal that leads to the Sia counterattack goal. And then the second goal, just poor marking in the box. So definitely not anything in the run of play that would have troubled the T2 typically. But, you know, definitely mistakes you just can't make at this level.
Abiega forced to play back to Van Oekel. Go long over midfield. Batista wins the header in front of Dixon. And now Vuelto. Ball goes out to touch in favor of T2. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL.
And I really want to see a little bit more from Loria this half. We didn't really call his name much in the first half. The second half, I think these are moments that he's got to shine. He's got to get on the ball a little bit more, be a bit more dynamic. Does he find the ball in the middle of the park, or does he go out wide in the channels and try to find it and try to create?
Talked about how much of an impact he's had as this season has gone along. Made his pro debut when he was 15 years old. As it looks like a foul was called on Langsdorff. Make that Farfan trying to win the ball and knock it out for a corner kick.
And Ibiega here just doing a nice job here of shielding the ball. Sorry, I believe Dixon doing a good job shielding the ball here, but the referee calls the foul on Farfan, and for me, it's a very, very tough call. I think that Dixon gets away with one.
Cameron Knowles not happy, but one thing I think everyone in the U.S. is happy about. Wednesday was a historic day for soccer in North America. Members of FIFA voted to award the 2026 FIFA World Cup to the united bid of Canada, Mexico, and the United States. The World Cup will return to North America for the first time in 32 years and promises to be the biggest sporting event the world has ever seen. Congratulations to the united bid. The FIFA World Cup is coming in 2026, and Nat, we were talking before the match about how old our kids were going to be so that we could plan where we're going to go to watch a World Cup match.
Man, I just can't say how excited and thrilled I am to see the World Cup coming back to the United States. You know, the disappointment of missing this World Cup, the disappointment of the World Cup in 2022 being in Qatar, seeing this thing, you know, come all the way full circle. You know, my first World Cup experience was 1994. That's the first time I ever experienced international soccer. I got to watch it on TV for the first time. I got to watch, you know, the amazing players, Dennis Bergkamp, one of my favorite players of all time with the Dutch team, Tab Ramos, Alexi Lawless, Marcelo Balboa, Tony Meola, the great stars of the U.S. team. And man, that really just brought me into soccer and what it means so much to me today. And for it to come back full circle now to the U.S. is so exciting. And hey, you know, maybe we can sit together with our kids in 8 years and enjoy some good soccer.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. 60 of the 80 matches will take place in the United States. The other 20 split between Canada and Mexico. As Farfan tried to work it around Dixon, but couldn't quite get a deflection off him for a corner kick, and touch was too heavy to be able to run onto it down at the end line.
Well, and we should also talk about, Fletcher, tomorrow is the beginning of the 2018 World Cup. I have cleared my schedule. I am going to be a couch potato, just indulging on the game of soccer for the next month. I'm so happy, so excited for it. It's going to be fun.
And I asked Cam Knowles if there were any bets, side bets among players on the team. He said that really everyone was just going to be pulling for Costa Rica and Peru, given that couple of MLS Timbers, David Guzman and Andy Polo, are representing those respective countries at this year's World Cup. Augustine Williams has the top of the box, plays to Farfan. Farfan tries to knock it off of Dixon, but cannot do so. Farfan was a bit held up. He didn't know whether Williams was going to play the run he was looking to make. Williams did. Farfan, it kind of stopped for a moment, and it led to the eventual result.
Yeah, and it's a good fake there from Augustine Williams, being able to side foot that over to Marco Farfan, but just a little bit too heavy on the pass. But that play all starts from Marvin Loria getting the ball, being creative. He was 3-on-1 over on the other side, gets the ball to Zambrano, the switch, and then the space is open for T2 to attack.
Certainly appears to be rising energy level in the building from T2 and their fans, hoping their team can find an equalizer.
And it's all because we started talking about the World Cup, Fletcher. That's the most important thing.
It is. Starts tomorrow morning. Will you be up bright and early to watch?
Oh, at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's no problem for me. You've got young kids, you know.
Yes, we know. Yeah, we both know what that world's like.
Who's your favorite? Who are you taking in the World Cup?
Well, I thought Spain would be a pretty good, solid selection until their national team manager took the Real Madrid job and was canned because he didn't let the national team know he was going to do so. I mean, it's hard to go against Germany, right?
Yeah, well, but I will say in Spain's defense that, hey, they actually lost the first game of their World Cup run in 2010, I believe, to Switzerland, and still made a run all the way to the final and won the whole dang thing. So you think they can handle a little bit of, pressure, a little bit of adversity. I think that's a team that can do it, certainly. But Germany definitely would be a favorite, along with the big dogs, the Argentinas, the Brazils. I always like the dark horses in Sweden and England. I think they always have fun teams. The Danes are always fun to watch. It's just the different styles are so much fun to watch. The different players, the amazing goals that get scored. Just such a fun tournament.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And speaking of cups, you have a U.S. Open Cup match here on Friday night for the MLS Timbers at 8 p.m. against LA Galaxy. They try and advance to the round of 8 in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. You can find the broadcast, a web stream of it, on timbers.com. Jake Zivin and Ross Smith will have the action for you.
As will I.
And here comes T2. Derrickson Vuelto leaves for Farfan. Central for Lewis. Back to Farfan. Vuelto. Farfan cross into the box, headed straight back out to Farfan. Baril able to keep it in play, and a great first touch by Dixon to come the other direction. Now under pressure from Lewis, plays central, and Diz Pay picks it up.
Both teams opening up here in transition. This is going to be a fun final 7-8 minutes of the game.
Farfan tries to find Langsdorff, and Richard Dixon plays it out. Comes a substitution for T2. It will be Harold Hansen coming on for Lamar Batista. So Batista off. And we will have T2 potentially going 3 to the back here. We'll wait and see what they decide to do. And yes, indeed, Harold Hansen's going to play in the midfield. So Diz Pay will be your lone central defender, Farfan, and Nathan Smith, who came on about 5 to 7 minutes ago in place of Jimmy Mulligan, will be along that back line as well. And you better believe Oklahoma City will continue to press high now that there's only 3 in the back.
Yeah, and I like this play from Cam Knowles. Sacrifice the defender for attacker. Get numbers forward. Get more numbers into the box. Try to get that next goal. Try to make this game change.
Hansen with his first touch to Vuelto, who plays square to Smith. Vuelto will switch the point of attack over here to the near side. Farfan acres of space in front of him. Lewis. Central for Vuelto, gets around Ross. Will take the shot. Took a little long to dial it up, and Ross plays it out to corner kick position for T2.
Nice little skill check from Vuelto here. Whoops. I think he might have taken a tough first touch, but he gets around Ross. Goes for the shot cross.
Short corner, finds Augustine Williams, takes the shot. Out off Igbiega for another corner.
T2's got to find a way to be a little bit more dangerous in these corners. They got to get it over that first man, try to find that soft spot just behind that first guy in the post.
Once again, can't get it over the first man, and Farfan chases down Dixon but grabbed him by the shoulder, and Jeff Arthur Holtz blows his whistle. Quickly back into play, Baril to Atuahena. His pass stolen away by Lewis. Zambrano, central for Vuelto, out to Hansen. Hansen trying to find Langsdorff. He's shouldered off the ball by Ibiega, and Van Oekel quickly off his line to pick it up.
Derrickson Vuelto has been a bright spot here for T2 since coming on. Really been sharp with his movement, creating a lot of chances, a lot of passes, a lot of little short combinations in the midfield.
Nathan Smith plays over his head. Ross wins it and then really doesn't do much with it but get it to Zambrano. Lewis leaves for Zambrano. Williams now to Zambrano once again. He's got a man behind him. Out to Ahene. Wins out. Back to midfield. Controlled by Baril. Lewis, Farfan, and back into space for Williams. 3 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Loria will set up the cross, sends it in, headed away by McClaws, only as far as Smith. Now to Vuelto. Vuelto, central for Langsdorff. Langsdorff, one touch, takes the shot, blocked away easily by Rasmussen, and cleared out to Dixon. Touched by Baril. Can't find his teammate. And now Oklahoma City will track back quickly. Get numbers behind the ball. T2 trying to find an equalizer for the second time tonight. Diagonal run by Williams, who's shouldered off the ball, and the ball shepherded out for a goal kick. Ibiega throwing that body around a couple different times here in the last 5 minutes.
And for me, there's not a whole lot here. Williams has to be stronger there. Ibiega just getting his body in front of the ball. He's playing the ball the whole time. It's shoulder-to-shoulder contact. Referee's rarely ever going to call a PK in that situation.
Third and final substitution comes for Oklahoma City. Miguel Gonzalez, the 27-year-old Mexican international, comes on in place of Francis Atuahena. Ball out to touch. Into the final minute and a half plus stoppage time. Had a couple injuries. Wouldn't be surprised to see more than a couple minutes on the clock. Thrown into Vuelto. Make that Lewis. Now over to Farfan. Further to Loria. Diagonal run from Williams. Loria instead goes central for Lewis. Farfan defended by two men, gets around one, now goes to Loria. Outside to Farfan. Farfan a chance to cross, will send it in, finds the head of Langsdorff, and Van Oekel comes up big in the 90th minute. Golden opportunity for T2 there.
It's well worked here. It comes from Loria. Gets the ball wide to Farfan, who gets an inch-perfect cross here. I think Langsdorff maybe just sees it late, but he's the one you want on the end of a cross like that. Doesn't get full contact on it. Not able to get enough to beat Van Oekel.
You can see with the reaction there from Becky on the replay how much this means to Oklahoma City to try and get this win and turn some momentum into their favor. They know how good T2 has been this year as Langsdorff is fouled by Ibiaga. He's been vocal, he's been emotional, and he's going to go into the book here as we cross into stoppage time. So Ibiaga into the book, and 4 minutes of stoppage time we will play here at the discretion of Jeff Arthur Holtz.
And as we said before, this OKC team is not going to go down without a fight. They want these points. It's been a long time coming for this team. I don't think I've seen Steve Cook sit down on his bench the entire half. He wants it bad. His team wants it bad. T2 is going to have to wrestle this away from him.
6 men in and around the box for T2. Vuelto will strike this one with his left foot. Sends it in, headed on by Langsdorff. Eventually Hansen will track it down. Defended by McClaws. Hansen make that Ross on the defense there. Cross comes in and easily knocked away. Dizpay was the one who sent it in. Couldn't get it past the first man though. Now back at the feet of Vuelto. Out to Farfan. Can T2 find the equalizer? Lewis, central for Zambrano. He likes to strike it from here. will continue to drive forward, take the shot, and spray it just to the right of Van Oekel's net.
And this is just a bit of individual brilliance here from Zambrano. Getting the ball at the top of the box, faking the shot. Defender goes by him, gets it back on his right foot, drives the space, puts it far post. Has Van Oekel beat, but just doesn't get it on frame.
Dispay wins the header. Langsdorff heads it on. Eventually settled by Nathan Smith. Coming back from a collarbone injury. Cameron Knowles said Smith put in one heck of a shift against San Antonio a couple weekends ago. Didn't know if he was even 90 minutes fit, but played 90. Now Farfan loses out to Richard Dixon. Here comes Alex Dixon now. Dribble central and find Brown. Brown nutmegs Smith, only as far as Dispay. Clears out to Hansen. Minute and a half remaining of the added 4 at the discretion of Jeff Arthurholtz. Igbiega clears it out to touch.
You have to think that there's one, maybe 2 chances left for T2 to steal a point here, to get this thing back in control. Gonna be tough though.
Dispay. Now to Zambrano. Zambrano the long switch over to Laurie on the far side. Dixon get ahead to it? No. It's out for a goal kick. And Van Oekel will certainly work some time off the clock here.
And T2 has struggled at times in this game to really break down this OKC defense and find those soft spots, and they've lacked just a bit of creativity on the night. We haven't really seen a lot of great scoring opportunities from them, which has made it difficult for them really to get back into this game.
"20 seconds left at the discretion of Jeff Arthurholtz. Is there one last push forward for T2? Farfan. Loria. Is there a moment of brilliance left here for T2? Loria gets around Dixon and is taken down. It'll be a free kick for Loria near the end line. Dangerous crossing position, basically almost in a sense a little bit of a short corner here for T2, and this will certainly be the last strike of the match as Austin Pack, the goalkeeper, comes forward. What a moment for him it would be in his USL debut to potentially find a goal.
And he's wide open there on the far post.
Loria, they played it short to Loria, who took the shot. It was blocked. Certainly will question that decision in the end. But it was a night of those kind of moments for T2. And what can you say about Steve Cook's side to come in odds stacked against them? Only 2 wins all year, 3 results all year in 13 matches, and they walk away with all 3 points here at Providence Park tonight.
And they looked a hungrier team on the night. Came out, they got the early goal. T2 was able to get control of the game. After that, they were able to get the equalizer, but then since then it just seemed like it was all OKC. They just had the will to win, the fight, and they got the 3 points, and well deserved.
Let's go ahead and take a look back at the full match highlights from this one. Started off in the 6th minute, and it was a mistake from Loria that gave Oklahoma City the open.
And it's just route 1 there from Al-Hassan. A great through ball there from Sia. Pack probably should do better on the save, on the shot, but it's a good finish from Sia, and that's the way the game started. T2 down 1-0.
T2 outshot Oklahoma City 9-4 in the first half, but it wasn't until the 48th minute when Foster Langsdorff earned T2 a penalty kick.
Yeah, and it's a good call from the referee. Langsdorff gets dragged down there by Drew Becky in the box. Referee points to the spot.
We move to the 49th minute, and you see the finish from Langsdorff, his 2nd penalty kick goal of the year.
Yeah, clinical, keeps the ball low, sends the goalkeeper the other way. That's always going to be a goal for Foster Langsdorff.
We move to the 62nd minute. Right as now Borchers was saying it, Philip Rasmussen sends it in, finds ahead of Christian Abiyaga.
Yeah, it just comes from poor marking. It's a free header in the box. You just can't allow free headers in the box if you want to continue to play at a high level.
Move to second half stoppage time, and T2 nearly able to find the equalizer here from Langsdorff.
Loria providing a little bit of great play there, getting the ball to Farfan. The ball's on the end of it for Foster. Langsdorff doesn't quite get everything he wants on it.
And then finally Renzo Zambrano with his shot. This was really the last chance for Portland in this one.
Yeah, and again, I think T2 will rue their inability to be a little bit more creative in this game, and of course rue the start they had to this game.
Well, luckily they won't have to marinate on this one too long. T2 back in action against the Colorado Springs Switchbacks over at Merlo Field this Sunday, June 17th, 2 o'clock. Meanwhile, Oklahoma City Energy back home for a matchup with Rio Grande Valley at 7:30 this weekend as well. Well, that'll do it for us this evening from Providence Park. For our entire broadcast team behind the scenes, as well as Nat Borchers, I'm Fletcher Johnson. Thanks for joining us this evening. Oklahoma City Energy pick up their 3rd win of the year, move to 10 points and a 3-10-1 record. Meanwhile, Portland Timbers 2 now 8-5-2 on 26 points. We'll talk to you in 4 days from Merlo Field for more Portland Timbers 2 soccer. Good night.